Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Kent City Council meeting for September 3rd, 2024. First day of school for some, close to the first day of school for others, but it means that fall is here. So welcome to the meeting. If you could all rise and join me in the flag salute, please. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Kim, could you please call the roll?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Mayor Ralph.
Here.
Council President Kaur.
Here.
Councilmember Boyce.
Here.
Councilmember Boyd.
Here.
Councilmember Fincher.
Here.
Councilmember Larmer.
Here.
Councilmember Michaud. Councilmember Troutner.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to the agenda approval. Any changes to the agenda this evening?
No changes.
All right, then a motion would be in order to approve the agenda as published.
So move.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 6-0. All right, moving into public communications. The first item that we have this evening is recognition of our Employee of the Month. Our Employee of the Month could not join us, but his director is here this evening. Would like to announce that our September 2024 Employee of the Month is Mark Mon from our finance department. He originally was hired on September 16th, 2004 as a temporary golf maintenance worker for the Parks Department. On February 16th, 2005, he was hired as a water meter reader in the finance department. I bet you didn't know that our meter readers are part of the finance department. It's one of those. See? He was promoted into his current position as Meter Reader 3 on February 19th, 2016. As a meter reader, Mark performs accurate water meter readings, maintains meter records, and repairs and replaces defective meters. Mark was nominated because he is one of the kindest individuals. He has a way of making people feel valued and appreciated. He has the perfect balance of efficiency and customer service. Even when reading a busy route with limited time, he will take extra time to connect with each of the customers he encounters. Not all interactions Mark has with customers are under positive circumstances. This includes having to turn off water service on delinquent water accounts or confirming that a customer has a leak. His natural calm, caring, and good-mannered demeanor diffuses a lot of these difficult situations. He also understands that the interaction he has with that person might be the only interaction that person has with a Kent employee. Because of this, Mark goes above and beyond to make sure all of his interactions are positive. He has a lot of great qualities, but the best one might be how he connects and cares with his coworkers. There has not been one day that Mark has not come into work without a smile. He walks in, says hello, takes his time to get to know his fellow employees. When Mark completes his own assignments, he makes sure every other member of his team has what they need and offers his help. He has a strong sense of integrity. Any misunderstanding or mistake, no matter how trivial, he immediately addresses it and sets it right. Aside from being such a great coworker, he is a great meter reader. He has been here longer than most, which has made him a very great resource. Mark continuously embraces our values, and we celebrate him as September's Employee of the Month. So, congratulations to Mark. The criteria for our Employees of the Month, employees can get together and they nominate one of their fellow coworkers. And really it's about, do they exemplify the mission, vision, values, and goals for the city? And you can hear from the presentation tonight that Mark absolutely embodies those things. Customer service, caring about the people around him, presenting the city in a good light. And if you think about when you're out and if you've got a water leak, that's a pretty stressful time. And so having somebody on the other side that can be understanding and explain the process is really important. So I just want to say thank you to Mark for all of his years of service and congratulations on being our September Employee of the Month. All right, we are going to move on. We have two proclamations tonight, both of them pretty serious. But I am grateful that we have amazing representation and visitors here joining us to accept these proclamations. So the first one is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. I'm going to go ahead and read the proclamation and then invite the Huffman family up to share a few words for us. So it says, whereas it is estimated that 14,190 children and adolescents ages 1 to 19 will be diagnosed with cancer in 2024, and approximately 1 in 285 children will develop cancer before the age of 20. And whereas, thanks to advances propelled by cancer research, the cancer death rate has declined by 70% among children from birth to age 14 and 64% among adolescents ages 15 to 19 over the past 4 decades. Whereas, despite these advances, many children who survive cancer will face at least one chronic health condition later on in life, not limited to, but including heart, liver, and lung damage, infertility, secondary cancers, and growth deficits. And whereas the causes of childhood cancer are largely unknown and more studies are needed to understand which treatments work best for children, and whereas cancer treatment for children often must differ from traditional adult treatment to take into account the child's developmental needs and other factors, including the higher number of types and variances of childhood cancer than adult cancers. And whereas the death rates of children diagnosed with cancer are decreasing thanks to awareness and research for childhood cancers, improvements in treatment, and more children taking part in clinical trials making continued research and awareness vital to the ongoing fight against this deadly disease. And whereas Kent is a caring community that supports children and families, now therefore I, Dana Ralph, Mayor of Kent, do hereby proclaim September 2024 to be Childhood Cancer Awareness Month in Kent, Washington, and encourage our residents to join me in reaffirming our commitment to fighting childhood cancer. Step right over here and do a quick picture, and then I'll have you.
Bitch.
One, two, three. One more.
All right, thank you. City Council, Mayor Ralph, thank you on behalf of the Avery Huffman DIPG Foundation. I'm Brandon Huffman, Avery's father, the founder of the foundation, co-founder with my wife, Amanda, and our youngest daughter, Addison, Avery's sister. On behalf of cancer families all around this area, King County, the state, and nationally, thank you for recognizing Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. September obviously is an instrumental month in the lives of kids, since it's typically when they go back to school. And in fact, this morning we shared a memory of Avery's first day of first grade, where 3 months before she left school for the summer for kindergarten, completely healthy, and 3 months later went back with about 5 months remaining in her life. And to see the quickness of which the cancer moved when she was diagnosed in June of 2015 until she passed away in February of 2016 inspired us to start our foundation, the Avery Huffman DIPG Foundation, which we founded in May of 2016, 3 months after she passed away. And in the 8 years since our foundation has been established, we have fundraised over $1 million for research around the globe. We donated her tumor to Stanford University, and it's been used in numerous studies, not just on the United States, but in hospitals around the world. I believe it was 36 different hospitals. At the last report, about 3 years ago, that it was shared with in the United States, 3 international hospitals. And even in May, when Addison and I went back to Stanford to meet with the researcher, one of the leading researchers in the world for this, she was releasing a paper this fall that data was still being utilized from Avery's tumor, so it's making waves and allowing them to be instrumental in their research. And most notably, locally, the Seattle Children's Hospital, Dr. Nick Vitanza is another hospital and program that we support. He is doing some of the most groundbreaking work in the world, treating patients from all across the United States to come here into Seattle, into King County, and to be treated by research that he's been doing in partnership with Dr. Manje at Stanford, and using Avery's tumor as an ability and as an avenue to practice their research on. So we thank you for your recognition of Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. I know that I probably speak for every family of a childhood cancer patient, a survivor, an angel, that we thank you for recognizing this, as each one of us live through this every single day. And not many people are aware, so in September we'd like to make people aware, not to make them sad, but to call them to action to help support us. So on behalf of our foundation and so many others, I want to thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cancer is a rough diagnosis. In children, it is many, many times more. I want to say thank you to you for the work that you're doing in honor of your daughter, but it has to make it hard, right? But I love the word that you used, angel. So thank you very much, and know that you have an entire community standing with you. Childhood cancer has hit our city family far too many times as well, and this is something that I think is really important that we talk about and understand the differences between childhood cancer and adult cancer. So thank you for taking time this evening to come and be with us. All right, we have one more proclamation this evening, and we've got some return guests with us. Very excited to welcome our friends back in honor of Fetal Alcohol Spectrum Disorder Awareness Month. So it says, whereas fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, or FASD, is a group of conditions that can occur in a person who was exposed to alcohol before birth, causing lifelong complications such as physical, behavioral, and learning disabilities. And whereas in Washington state, an estimated 70,000 people have FASD, with an additional 870 babies born with FASD each year. And whereas roughly 1 in 20 school-age children live with FASD, which is known to impact learning and behavior in educational settings, and whereas FASD is the #1 preventable birth defect worldwide, with estimates showing it impacts 3 to 5% of the population, with percentages as high as 15% among vulnerable populations. And whereas each person and family affected by FASD should have access to reliable and accurate resources with a strong support system to let individuals live up to their greatest potential. Now, therefore, I, Dana Ralph, Mayor of Kent, do hereby proclaim September 24 as Fetal Alcohol Spectrum Disorders Awareness Month in Kent, Washington, and encourage our residents to join me in reaffirming our commitment to fighting fetal alcohol spectrum disorder. You guys want to come up? Okay, we'll do a picture first. Yep. Okay.
You're doing essentially.
Got it. You guys want to grab hold of it?
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
We're gonna move it taller.
Okay.
Do you have a footstool still?
Do I what?
Have that footstool still?
You know what? I don't think we do have a footstool. We talked about it. Oh, that's not flat.
I'll just sit right here. Or stand right
You
here.
okay?
Yep.
I don't want you to fall off.
It will
You
not.
safe?
Yep.
Okay. Be careful.
Good evening, City Council members and Mayor Ralph. My name is Alex O'Keefe, and I'm 12 years old, and I'm here to talk about FASD, also known as fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, because September is FASD Awareness Month. Did you know 1 in 20 kids and adults have FASD? FASD is caused by prenatal alcohol exposure in the womb. You may have heard prenatal alcohol exposure in the womb can cause fetal alcohol syndrome. Well, it's literally the same thing as FASD, except FASD is an invisible brain injury. Because of this being invisible, you can look at me and don't even think twice that I have a disability. I look at the alcohol 21 and up signs, and all they say is alcohol can cause fetal alcohol syndrome. Living without FASD is hard, and I got lucky because most of the time FASD is a lot more effective. Very more effective on other people. How FASD affects me is both physically, mentally, and behavioral. behaviorally. I struggle with subjects like math, reading, and language arts. By that I mean the speech took me quite some time. I want to make sure you all know about this invisible brain injury, and I'm hoping, Mayor Ralph, you can make it so businesses selling alcohol have to say alcohol can cause fetal alcohol syndrome and it can cause fetal alcohol spectrum disorder. I'm hoping. So I'm asking you all to help to continue for help me. So I'm asking you all to continue helping me fight for our generation with kids and adults who have FASD. To learn more about FASD, search FASD United on your mobile phone. Thank you for your time. Yeah.
Good evening, Mayor Ralph and City Council members. I am here in honor of my sister Starla Jane Heimberg O'Keefe, and also, as you know, because September is FASD Awareness Month. My sister Starla died on September 19th, 2021, when she was 10 years old. She died because of Adam's disease. She also had FASD more than me and Alex. I wish that women would not drink alcohol while they are pregnant because it can hurt the baby's brain, like mine was hurt. Having FASD is hard. I have trouble with making good choices. For example, sometimes I make a very poor choice when I see, like for instance, when someone in my house has made brownies, and I see them and I think, brownies. And the next thing I know, there's a huge chunk of brownies missing. Because I am super impulsive, my mom has had to put locks on lots of our cupboards. I also get mad and throw a fit often. I have a really hard time in homeschool staying focused and learning because it is getting harder, and especially in math. I also have an anxiety disorder and worry a lot. I have trouble sleeping even with meds, and I have nightmares a lot. And last night I had 2. As you can see, having FASD is hard for me, but I am so glad my mom, who is my hero, and my chosen dad, who is also my hero, try to do fun things with me. They take me to the park, to cornucopia days, and lots of other fun things. My adopted mom also helps me practice calming tools, like taking deep, slow breaths. I used to be embarrassed to use the breathe tool, but now it's easier. We've been working on using tools since I was 2. I am very shy around strangers, but I'm getting less shy as I get older. Let's talk about my strengths. I'm good at music, especially the violin. I also play the recorder, drums, and guitar, both electric and classical. I can play the bells too, and I really love animals and reptiles. I want to be a veterinarian when I grow up and care for all kinds of animals and reptiles except for rats and raccoons. I'm scared of those. What I love is the show SpongeBob SquarePants and riding my bike and going on walks with my dog Sierra Oreo O'Keefe. While I have a brain injury that affects me for the rest of my life, we hope growing my strengths will help me grow up to be a successful, respected adult. I hope you know more about me and FASD. Thank you for listening to me. Good night.
Can you guys do a quick introduction and you bring somebody with you tonight?
What?
Did you bring someone with you tonight? You want to introduce
yourself.
Or did you drive?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we can't drive. Our dad's over there in the green hat.
Hey, thank you, Dad.
Who drove us? Not us.
Thank you both for coming back and spending some time with us and making sure that we all are aware that this is a very preventable thing and that we need to be doing more education all of the time. So we'll keep talking.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
You know the girl.
Okay. All right. I don't know. I think we can be done now. Thank you both.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Okay. With that, we will move on in the agenda. Council President, do you have any community events?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have a few events happening at Assessor Shower Center. September 11th, Seattle T-Birds are starting their preseason game. On September 28th, they have a home opener versus Wenatchee Wild. And October 5 is Junior H returning after the show that was canceled in 2023. And October 11 is KISW Halloween Hullabaloo starring Godsmack. And that is all I have. Thank you.
And just a reminder that on the 25th of September, we will be doing a flag raising for the Thunderbirds out in the plaza. So stay tuned to our social media for information. Councilmember Fincher.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The Kent Spotlight Series is here. You can buy your tickets at kentwa.gov. Go to the arts section. It's just wonderful entertainment. Everything is close. All of the shows will be held up at Kent Meridian. They start later this month, and there's just a wide array, whether you like jazz, country, international guitar night, and Celtic Christmas are mainstays. They'll be back this year, but there's even tap. So just a wide variety of entertainment, musical styles. Check it out.
Right, thank you. Okay, we will move on to reports from all of us sitting up here at the dais. We say this at each meeting, but very, very grateful for our council members that participate in meetings outside of our normally scheduled council meetings, making sure that the city of Kent is represented at all of those regional and statewide conversations. August is a month where a lot of regional meetings get canceled, so I'm guessing we're going to be pretty brief this evening. I do have one quick update. The Flood Control District Advisory Board meets June through August. We had our last meeting about a week and a half ago, and that board provides recommendations to the Flood Control District Board of Supervisors, aka the King County Council. Tomorrow, I will be, as chair of that committee, I will be making a presentation to the King County Council members, Flood District Control Advisory Board, Executive Board. And the recommendation that came out of the advisory board was that it's time for the Board of Supervisors to start looking at the possibility of increasing rates for flood control. These projects are extremely expensive, but not doing them is even more expensive with the loss of property and potential loss of lives. So right now in reserves, the Flood Control District does not have enough money to make it through more than just a handful of projects. So the request from the advisory board, which has representatives from all over King County on it, will be to the Board of Supervisors that they look at adjusting rates. We'll be leaving it in their hands. Again, this is just an advisory board, but that'll be the presentation that I provide tomorrow. Other than that, we've just been working on budget. So in just a couple of weeks, Council will be in front of you presenting the budget and then turning it over to you all for discussion and final decisions. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Pat Fitzpatrick.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I was going to give a quick update on the budget too. So that was my presentation. So that's efficiency right there. That's it. Thanks.
Love it. All right, Council President.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We had our council workshop earlier this evening, and we had a great presentation from our Parks GIS staff on the amazing work they're doing on GIS data collections and mapping all of our parks and all the assets involved with the parks, and how they're putting it all together and how they're using data to actually keep track of all the labor and all the tasks that are completed by staff. So having data is very, very important and informational, so I think it's great resources. Cassidy, our staff person, is working on, so it was a great presentation and can be viewed on Facebook or Kent TV 21. We also had a presentation on East Hill North Community Park, where we are looking at two options of either moving forward with getting more funding in the budget with one plan, or waiting on the project, which could be quite expensive. So we'll have more to come on that. I do serve on 3 regional committees. They have not met, and we'll be meeting in the next couple of weeks, so I'll have updates following council meetings. With that, I will start on my left here with Councilmember Troutner, please.
Thank you, Council President. I was subject matter chair for the Parks Department earlier this evening, and we approved an agreement with Siemens for the fire alarm replacement at the Kent Commons. We also approved grant funds from King County totaling $827,366 for the senior center. This will support programs at the senior center and continue funding of 2 limited term employees. I am also vice chair of the Puget Sound Regional Fire Authority Governance Board with members Councilmember Larmer and Councilmember Boyd. We met on August 21st. We had several heartfelt life-saving awards. The RFA is also working on their web redesign, which will happen over the next year. And the board approved an agreement with TriMed for ambulance operations. The RFA will provide direct ambulance transportation under a one-year pilot program, which will include the leasing of 2 ambulances and staffing. And then just a reminder, the emergency management team is hosting their CERT, which is the Community Emergency Response Team Training. Those classes start on September 26th. They last for 8 weeks. And the certification training gives you the skills to help save and sustain lives following a disaster until help arrives. Our next RFA meeting is September 18th. I am also on the Regional Transit Committee, and we did not meet in August. And Madam Chair, that is all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Troutner. Councilmember Larmer, please.
Thank you, Madam President. I serve as the subject matter chair for the Economic and Community Development Committee, and earlier this evening we had another presentation from the fabulous Kristen Holdsworth on our comprehensive plan. This time it was a shorter presentation, but on the capital facilities and utility elements part of the plan. I also serve regionally on the King County Aging and Disabilities Advisory Council, and we will be meeting next Friday. So I will have that report at the next session. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Larmer. Councilmember Boyce, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I sat in this afternoon for the Council President on the operation meeting portion of the workshop, committee of the whole, I should say. We have one thing that we approved, like a resolution delegating authority to our finance director, and by doing this here, this will allow us to help with our cash flow, also reimbursement from tax exemption, and then also issuing bonds. So this is a good thing for the city to prepare us for things coming in front of us. And then also is your PIC representative, and we have a meeting a week from tomorrow. That's all I have.
Thank you, Councilmember Boyce. Councilmember Boyd, please.
Yes, I also sit on the Regional Fire Authority Board with Councilmember Troutner and Larimer, and Councilmember Troutner has eloquently stated everything that I was going to say, so I have nothing to report out. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Boyd. Councilmember Fincher, please.
Thank you, Council President. We have the new show up for Arts Commission. The new show was up in Centennial. Free art gallery, first floor. Take a walk through. Art is beautiful. We have sidewalk work. Well, we're going to make safer routes for people who have to go to school over by Kent Elementary School. So in the coming weeks and months, you're going to be seeing work done on sidewalks and other safety improvements around there for Public Works. For King Conservation District, we will be meeting next week. And for MID, we just had a very short meeting. The county executive had some additions that wanted in the budget, the MID budget. So we did that. It involved, there were 4 different additions. But the one that really interested me was they have a fund, or hopefully will have a fund to help their graduates who have graduated from their DUI school. They will help pay, now of course these are only for the graduates, they will help pay the restitution that is owed. And they have really impressive graduation rates and even better recidivism rates from the program. So good going with the graduates there, and that is it. You got all 4.
Thank you, Councilmember Fincher. Madam Mayor, that is the end of our report.
All right. Thank you, Council President. We will move on in the agenda. Item number 6 is public hearing. We do not have one this evening. Item number 7 is public comment. Kim, do we have anyone signed up?
We do not.
All right, that will move us right on to the consent calendar. We have items A through E. Consent calendar is a compilation of items that council has had workshop or committee of the whole on, had a chance to ask questions and provide feedback, and these things have moved out of the committee of the whole without controversy. Is there a motion to approve the consent calendar A through E?
So move.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 6-0. We do not have any other business, bids, or executive session, so that does bring us down to the end of the agenda. With that, I want to say welcome back to school to all of our students that are back. Hang in there, moms, to all of our moms who are having students changing in, whether it be kindergarten or middle school or first day of high school. I think it's a whole lot harder on the moms and dads than it is on our students. So hang in there, parents. With that, we are adjourned.
Awesome. Great meeting.